Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Analysis and Assessment. NVIDIA was supposed to be trending down according to the historical data analysis that I presented to you guys over the weekend. So far you see NVIDIA has been going down since past few days. So that analysis in my opinion has gone well. In this video I will present another historical data analysis and other data to find out how NVIDIA can behave after the earnings. Now, let's get started. So, as we saw in past few days, NVIDIA has been trending down. The last 5 days, NVIDIA is already down about 9.2%. Let's take a look at my previous data that I presented to you over the weekend. So as per the historical data, you see that last 4 quarters before the earnings, 5 days overall before the earnings, Nvidia went down. On average, it's about 2.4% down. In this quarter, last 4 days, Nvidia is down overall 9.3%. We still have one more day to go tomorrow. In this table, I updated last 2 days of NVIDIA closing and the percentage change. But in my opinion, I'm expecting NVIDIA to recover somewhat tomorrow before the earnings because last 3 days, you see that NVIDIA did not do any positive closing. So probably about 2 to 3% recovery I'm expecting NVIDIA before the earnings. So in this cycle, there are multiple reasons Nvidia has been going down before the earnings. As you noted, lots of uncertainty due to the tariff that Trump is going to impose from next month. And also, Trump is going to impose more restriction on the chip export to China and also some more restriction to Taiwan, right? So those kind of uncertainty is causing Nvidia to go down and also overall AI sector in last few days. So this cycle Nvidia earnings will be very critical. That would tell Nvidia's expectation regarding the future growth and earnings in next few quarters. Probably they will take into consideration Trump tariffs and other factors in their margin percentage projection and also future revenue. And as per the last 4 quarters of the historical data, how NVIDIA behaved after the earnings, I updated this table. I highlighted this table with the blue color. NVIDIA reported the earning the last quarter on 21st. So after that 5 days, NVIDIA overall went down about 7.35%. And if you go one more quarter prior, NVIDIA reported the earning on the August 9, 2024, but in that cycle, NVIDIA went up about 16% in 5 days after the earnings. And if you go one more quarters, NVIDIA reported the earning on 23rd May 2024, and after that 5 days, NVIDIA went up about 15.9%. If you go one more quarter, you see NVIDIA reported the earning on 22nd February 2024, and 5 days after that, Nvidia went up about 15.3%. And I updated the summary in this table. You see on the sheet one, this one. The last 4 quarters, with the exception of just one quarter, Nvidia went up after the earnings. So historically speaking, Nvidia has the tendency to go up after the earnings if we ignore the last quarter. In this quarter, in my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion, Nvidia should go up after the earnings. But there are many people who still think that Nvidia will go down after the earnings. But I disagree with that. So there are two reasons for this disagreement from my side. One, Nvidia is already down about a 9.3% before the earnings. So at this point, Nvidia stock price looks cheap compared with the future earning projection. In other words, the forward PE. At this point, Nvidia forward PE is at 35.37. So still Nvidia has more room to go further up in next few days, especially after the earnings. And the second reason that I think Nvidia should go up after the earnings is the earning projection for next four cycle. So the trend is up. The next four cycle, the earning growth projection is about 36% from Q1 2025 through Q4 2025. The only problem I see in this earning report that they're going to present tomorrow is the margin percentage. In the last cycle, their profit margin was in 50s, the gross margin was about 74, and the EBITDA margin percentage was about 64. So it will be very critical what they're going to present the gross margin and the profit margin in the earnings call tomorrow. And also, what could be their projection for next two quarters. So, if for next few quarters, if they show their gross margin, the profit margin percentage expected to go down, then that won't be a good news for the market, and you will see some volatility after the earnings. And if you take a look the news and the analysis from other sources, you see the mixed opinion from the people outside. Some are optimistic and some are not, right? For example, this one that says Nvidia will beat analyst expectation but disappoint the market. So this guy is not very optimistic after the earnings. And also this one that says expect Nvidia to pop tomorrow, says S3 Partners Bob Sulon. So this guy is also not positive about the earnings and the Nvidia stock price after the earnings. Another one that are not optimistic about the earnings is this one that says Nvidia's earnings could be bad. How to protect your portfolio. Barons.com. And some are positive about Nvidia earnings. For example, this one that says why Nvidia stock looks good to these analysts despite earnings jitters. Another one positive about Nvidia, that's this one that says Nvidia stock quite cheap ahead of Q4 earnings. Analysts say growth story is intact. Another one positive about Nvidia's earning is this one that says Nvidia Q4 results to be massive day for markets. Wedbush. So as you see that there are mixed opinion about Nvidia earnings and Nvidia stock price after the earnings. But as I said, in my opinion, Nvidia should go up after the earnings. So I wanted to share my analysis and my opinion about Nvidia's earnings and Nvidia stock price for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.